Hey folks, I figured it was maybe time to do a video about this interesting little micro world of these coveted high-end guitars, like these sought-after guitars being copied overseas and then imitations sold on places like Temu. I have had the pleasure, or maybe not, we will see, of buying 3 different models of such in the last little bit. And, different experiences, but it's certainly interesting, and it probably will be opening up a little bit, people's awareness of it. And, I figured it'd be time to sort of like jump on it and maybe do a little informational so people can make the proper decision on whether to go that route. I'm gonna start with this one. Folks, I'm not gonna do an unboxing. I really don't understand unboxing videos. I really just, no offense, Jim Bob, but I don't wanna watch you cut open and unwrap a product. I just wanna see the product. Is that weird? I don't want to make it weird. So yeah, there's this Novo company out of Nashville, and it's interesting to me because scouring the internet for a little bit, it kind of had seemed like all the reviews was just that this guitar was God's gift to man. I mean, it was conspicuous, and I got curious. But it kind of reminds me a little bit, I'm sort of wondering, there was a summer I lived in Portland, and it's kind of interesting, the herd-like thing that humanity does. There was this donut company, and whatever, it was the new big bad hipstery guy on the block of a donut company, and it did interesting things with donuts, but basically there was a line around the building because of all the cool names that it was throwing out, and and honestly, I waited in line, I did my time, and it was just the talk of the town. And you wait 30 minutes to get a freaking designer donut, and it wasn't even better than the donuts around the corner. But just because of the buzz and the name that this place got, whatever, it got all this incredible business. I'm sort of wondering, okay, there's this thing called a Novo Serus J, which is maybe like what this is done after. It's a $4,000 guitar. And $4,000, okay. I mean, with a $1,000 guitar, you think, okay, you've got some real people in there taking the time with some nice materials, making a nice workman's guitar. A $2,000 guitar, you start to think to yourself, okay, they're taking the time to get everything really right. It's a very particular model. They don't make a lot of them. There's a lot of resources being used. A $3,000 guitar, you start to think to yourself, okay, props to you guys. You've got a name going. People are kind of paying for that. It's like a polo shirt, maybe, but there's some refined things and a limited production and people really with their eyes on it and some self-service. A $4,000 guitar? Moo! Scoob, are you smelling something different over there? I don't know. I just kind of got to think to myself, what is the $4,000 paying for? Granted, I have not been to the shop in Nashville. I've just heard videos of, and that's what I'm doing. But anyway, here we have a $200 version of that. And I'll let you see, it's got like these cool P90s. I really like this headstock. You can kind of see what they're doing here, but the shape of it, this grain of the wood is actually done after something that this company was trying to do. I was a little disappointed in the tremolo arm that comes with this. You get this, but it's just this old standard sort of fendery one, and it doesn't even screw, like the way that it goes in here. You kind of have to, there's no screwing it in. You just kind of like push it down, and then it kind of sits like this with a squeak. And so, But the, you know, the tremolo system does have that bridgy thing that goes up on there and makes the chord do what it does in a tremolo kind of way. So yeah, maybe I'll go in the other room and play it on an amp for you guys or whatever, but generally it has a nice sort of neck that's maybe a little bit thicker than like a Strat or something. There's a little bit of fret buzz going on that I'm a little bit worried about, and I looked down the neck and it looks super straight, maybe even in the case that I could like put a little bit of bow with the truss rod or whatever and take care of that. I'm gonna see how it does. I'm a little worried about, you know, there's certain notes that I've found, but most of these notes are solid and don't really have problematic buzz, as I would call it. The frets are very well done and shaved off, and the fretboard is nice. I feel like, you know, the pick guard has the little film, and once I haven't even taken those off, both of these sections have that. And once I do that, it's just sort of gonna be shiny and more beautiful than it is. I feel like for the price that they charged this, I mean, it's kind of wow. It's not like some guitar that's the end all be all, and maybe the real Novo, well, it may be $4,000 great. Might be like a fun, beautiful thing that this is a proper Chinese imitation of. Who knows? Next up on the $200 Temu guitar list is the Yngwie Malmsteen. Look, you got the signature right there. You even have a serial number. Scalloped fretboard, signature series Strat in gold. Did they ever really make an Yngwie model in gold? I don't recall him ever playing. I mean, you know, he has like that yellowish one. But maybe the gold is a thing. But what I remember is being a little teenage shredder, and you know, I was totally into Yngwie, and I went down to the little guitar shop, and I had some budget guitar that there was a guitar tech at Bebop Music Shop named Tommy, who, oh my gosh, when I think back on getting him to go in and grind away at this cheap neck and make some approximation of a scalloped fretboard for me, and like what I probably would have paid him at the time for that, oh, I bet the dude was seriously just cursing me, and I sort of shudder to think about those times. But the point being that even to get some version of a real scalloped fretboard that this is, you know, like to have that, I'm not feeling any wood underneath, and I just kind of feel like, wow, this is a beautiful representation of, I mean, it's just crazy that I even saw it on the site, and like all the appointments, you know, are there. I feel like it would fool anybody. I could be at a gig, some guy could walk up and do a look-see, do a look over, and it just looks like the real $1,800 guitar. And it's, you know, there's no fret buzz. The fretboard is completely fine, and you know, I really couldn't ask for better for like seriously under $200. You can sometimes get on the site and there are these spend over $100 and get $20 off, or over $150 and get $20 off. I think I ended up paying like $180 plus tax. Like, shipping is free, and if you don't like it, I think you can send it back. So what? Anyway, maybe I'll get on a real amp and show you all the sound of this too. But really beautiful specimen right here. The last of the super affordable $200 Temu guitars is this Teisco? How do you say that? Teisco? I'm gonna say Teisco just because it's got a bunch of vowels in it, and maybe that's how you say it. Correct me if I'm wrong. But you know, I guess they made this model back in the called the May Queen. And it looks like an artist's palette, the shape of a guitar, the shape of it, and it's got this little Bigsby approximation, which is super cool. I mean, the sparkle paint job on this, it's got two little mini humbuckers. I feel like the paint is like so super well done. The neck is nice, the paint job goes all around, and you know, it's got that cool headstock, which I have made sure to be precious about and not put little nicks and stuff here. But I've had this a little while, and it's just really nicely well done. I will go over there and play that on the amp too, but really no complaints about this guitar. Like, just the neck, the craftsmanship, it is so well over what they are charging for this this specimen here, which I'm just super blown away. All right, y'all, time to get these on over to an amp. I'm gonna be playing them all through an ampeg superjet, which is my rig these days. It's, you know, a tube thing with the tremolo and the reverb, but, you know. Here's the combined position. Real full and bell-like. When you switch to the, like, the neck position, you got like a little snappy P90 sound. Of course, the bridge is just going to be like real chicken picking kind of. All right, here's the Strat clean through that same amp. And here, it's that staggered position. Here's the neck. And here's the other staggered position. You know, this guitar is significantly lighter than the other one, so. All right, now let's try the Teisco out of that same amp. I would say with these mini humbuckers, it's maybe tending to be the most muddy sound, but still nice and full. Just kind of depends on what you're going for. So there you have it. And so here's the deal. I figured I should talk about just the aspect of diving into these, because the main point I want to make on this video is every single one of these guitars that I have bought, there's this weird thing where a bunch of different sellers have the same guitar but like pictured in different situations, and there's a bunch of different prices, and you can kind of dive around and find the super low price or the best price. And then here's what happens each of these 3 times. I order the guitar, and then almost immediately a bunch of those listings will go down. It'll list like maybe 3 available, 4 available, 5 available, and I'll order the thing, and all of a sudden they start to like get yanked, and they'll still be up there for a few days, and then I like check back in a week or 2 weeks time, and all of these guitars, they just sort of like very fast disappear after I've ordered them, and then maybe like wait a month or so, and then they're, a couple of them have been back there. But there are guitars I've wanted that I feel like, there were a few versions of, and then they've buzzed, same thing, and I didn't get to them. Like there was a double neck, basically the Stairway to Heaven SG double neck guitar that I was like, oh God, I mean, I don't need that, but I want it. And it's just totally not to be found. So I guess the point that I'm making is if you see something that interests you, the craftsmanship is absolutely good enough to be workable, and so you can go in and get your little Allen wrenches and do a setup and make it into a professional gigging guitar. I feel like these guitars are that good. They're very well done. And the point is they will disappear. I've seen Les Pauls that say Gibson and that has Les Paul, and I've seen like the P90 version with like a couple cool P90s like they did in the 50s, and then like ones with a Bigsby, and I've seen one with like 3 P90s, like an actual Les Paul black with 3 P90s. I'm just like, oh my God. I mean, I want that too. I don't need it. But I think that has disappeared as well as of the making of this video. So the point is, if you see it, you want it, jump on it. I'm not here to, I don't work for these people, and things are about to maybe change. I'm a little afraid of the trade wars and just kind of people trying to make solutions that, it is what it is. I feel like humans in commerce are going to do what they're going to do, and I won't get into all that, but happy hunting, guys. All 3 of these guitars, I don't know about the Novo one in terms of the fretboard. Maybe I can make it into something that like doesn't have like sort of buzz problems going on. But other than that, really happy customer here. And write in if you have any questions or any further sort of queries that I might be able to answer. Thanks guys for watching, and I will see you next time. I'd love it if you subscribe to my channel. I do all kind of different stuff. So peace, y'all.